Hello, friends. Today's episode is brought to you by From Within Records. April 26th, April 27th, Northern and Rest invites you to Northern Unfest Volume 2, which is exciting. I'm very happy that they're doing it again this year. Everyone that I talked to who went last year had nothing but nice things to say about the fest. So I'm very stoked for them to be doing it again. Shout out to Division of Mind, Whispers, Big Cheese, Demonstration of Power, Existence, Nothing But Enemies, High Vis, Sanction, Broken Oath, Higher Power, Despise, Split Knuckle, 50 Caliber, Hellbound, Killing Frost, Body Web, Impunity, and Dynamite. Such an awesome lineup for a cool fest. From Within Records will have a table set up this year, so make sure to support the label. They're always doing awesome things. If you're not following From Within Records on social media, please go boot up X, go boot up Instagram, click that follow button to stay up to date on all the current news. And like I always say, please support From Within Records because they support us. If you're looking for high quality merch for your band or for your business, please hit up my friends over at Good Fortune Printing out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. You can follow them on Instagram at Good Fortune Printing, or if you want to get in contact with them, please email them contact@goodfortuneprinting.com. You can thank me later. Before we get into today's guest, Twice just released their pre-release single for their 13th mini album, and it's amazing. Twice never fails to disappoint, so please support arguably the best group in K-pop to this day. But anyways, on today's episode, we had to track down our friends from New Jersey, Colin and Benny Truth. They play in Not One Truth, and they also play in their newer band Capillary, which is amazing. If you like emo, you should love this band. They're so sick. And they just put out a very just awesome record. I was blown away, and I was not expecting it. I remember months ago, Colin and I, we talk, time to time, and he just sent me the record. I checked it out, and I was just blown away, and I'm happy that it's finally out. So if you're not familiar, please hit pause, go boot up your Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, Tidal, whatever. Go search up Capillary, stream the record, and then come back here and listen to Colin and Benny and I talk about the band. It was awesome. Such a great time. I love talking to them. Colin is just such good vibes, and having Benny on the podcast for the first time was awesome because I've been a fan of his for a while. So I'm very happy that they were able to make it. We're going to do it again in the future, most likely when the LP comes out. But I hope all of you enjoy this conversation as much as I did. So please strap in, enjoy this conversation. Without further ado, welcome Colin and Benny to the show. And where we're recording, welcome to the podcast, Colin and Benny Truth. How's it going, guys?
Thank you very much, bro. Thanks for having us. It's going well.
Yeah, going pretty good.
Am I talking loud enough, by the way?
Maybe just a little louder.
Yeah.
But okay, before we get into Capillary, can we start with Not One Truth? Is it okay to talk about that band?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we would love to.
Okay, so I'm just curious about what's going on with that band, because I wear the hat all the time, and
yeah, that was the gift. That was the Not One Truth gift to the Jamie Work show.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I get so many compliments, and it's honestly my favorite hat that I have, just because of it's just so deep. It fits my big head like really well, so I always just love wearing it. It's a great fit. But I rep it so much, and I feel like I'm always having to inform people out here on the West Coast, because obviously it's a hate breed reference, and everyone thinks it's a hate breed hat. But I'm like, no, actually, it's a great band from New Jersey. You should check them out. So if you could give us an update on what's going on with Not One Truth.
Well, first off, thank you for the compliment. Do you want to take this one, or you want me to just?
No, go ahead. I'll chime in.
We've kind of been like just not very active lately for a few different reasons. So first off, our bass player Mitch had to leave the band due to some personal life situation changes going on. So I mean, that's the first thing. The other thing is that Dante moved out. It was much more convenient for us to do stuff in the house, having him live here. Not a reason to end it, but he's been kind of just like doing his thing lately. We haven't really been like putting focus into it. Also, me and Colin had these Capillary songs lying around for like a really long time and just wanted to put them out. So it's really just kind of like hiatus mode, I guess. Like we all just have different shit going on, but it's not. I don't think we want to just totally be done.
Yeah, well,
we have some ideas.
Well, speaking of like not being done, we have a show lined up. I can't really get into too much detail, but
we're kind of just like less active.
We got a show coming up in Phoenixville. It should be pretty cool. Let's just leave it at that. Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Very stoked to play that. And we have some plans for what we want to do next with the band. Like we want to keep playing shows, obviously. So our plan's going to be put out some new songs, you know? So me and Brendan, started working on that.
Do that soon. I think right now the main focus is going to be on Capillary. And also like I got to record the drums for Not One Truth, which is cool. And then we had our boy Joey rip the kit live for us, which was fine because I love yelling. But I've been a drummer my entire life, and every band I've ever been in, I've been a drummer. So being a frontman was sick as fuck, but I started to just miss playing in front of people, like playing the drums. So I've been playing with Conduit. Do you know the band Conduit?
No, I'm not familiar.
Another like New Jersey band,
metallic hardcore band.
Okay.
From here. So I've been playing with them. I actually just recorded an EP with them on Friday. So and I've just been doing Capillary shit. So that's kind of been like scratching the itch for me, playing drums. But well, I think we're gonna get back to Not One Truth.
Yeah,
we're just kind of like fucking around with stuff.
Yeah. I think you might see some Not One Truth action maybe this summer or even earlier if we're blessed with timing recording,
Okay. Well, I'm glad that the door's not closed on Not One Truth, because I'm afraid of what you guys have done.
If you want us to play your bat mitzvah, college graduation party, just hit us up. We're 100% down. So.
All right. We need to book you guys in Orange County. That's the real dream right there.
That would be cool, man.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've brought up Capillary a couple times, but I'm just curious, how did this band come together? Because I'm such a fan. I love the style, and I'm just curious to hear the origins of the band.
So, I think it was 2021, the peak of the pandemic. We all just moved into the house. Me, Dante, Brendan, and we were like, you know what?
We were mad emo. We were just like sad.
Nothing was going right for us, right? So we said we can do this, and we wrote, what was it, 4 songs, right?
Yeah. So originally, Dante and Colin were writing the songs, coming up with stuff on the guitar, and they were just kind of like, "Yo, Betty, come downstairs and hop on the kit. We got some ideas." And I was like, "Well, this is cool, but like, I want to start a hardcore band." They were like, "No, we are, but we want to do this too." So I was like, all right.
I think these songs actually predate the Not One Truth demo.
They do.
Yeah,
they actually do.
Yeah.
So Dante had a hand in writing some of these songs too, But then fast forward like 3 years, and we decided, hey, we got these songs, we should like use them and just do something with it.
Well, the songs were always good.
He just wasn't really interested in like starting a new project. So we got our boy Jim Leeds to play bass for us.
Yeah, he lives like 3 blocks that way.
And then we got Jake Rubin from multiple other projects, All Under Heaven, Shackled.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. Cold Joy. And, we already had the songs written and everything, but he wrote his own lyrics and did vocals. Yeah. And he crushed it. So it just came together like that, pretty natural. But we've actually had these songs for like a good while.
Yeah, like 3 years, right?
Yeah, and we already have like I'm not gonna really.
We'll get to what we have a little bit later.
And why did it take so long to get them out?
Well, because Not One Truth kind of picked up.
I think we just didn't.
We put the demo out.
I think we just had them, and we just didn't really even care to have plans with them.
Yeah. So the other thing is, like, when we wrote these songs originally, we didn't have any idea for lineup. We didn't have any. Well, besides me, Brendan, and Dante, that was the original plan.
It was just a creative endeavor. We didn't even have any intention to turn it into something.
Right.
At the time, and then we were just like, I guess what in
April.
Yeah, we were just like, oh, you know what? These songs are sick. I wanted to play the drums more, so we kind of just brought it back. We were just like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
And
but
came together really well.
I think the main reason why the songs never came to anything in those 3 years is, one, not having full lineup. Like, I brought Jim in 2 years ago. He learned all the songs on the EP. And
was that long ago?
It was that long ago, yeah. We didn't do anything with it at that point. And then 2 years later, I hit Jim up. Hey, you wanna try doing this again? And he was 100% down. Remembered all the songs, but we didn't have any lyrics. We didn't have any lyrics for three years. So
yeah,
me and Jake,
I wasn't even sure like what I wanted for the vocals.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I kind of want to do like a title fighty kind of vibe, and then have it maybe be not like a straight title fight rip, but in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, but Jake's a way better singer than me. I'm good at screaming, but I mean, like, I was like, I need somebody to come in here and kind of just like, I don't know, put their own flavor in it,
Yeah.
And is Jake the only person who does vocals on the record?
On the record, yeah. Live, we're gonna have to figure out some harmonies situation, but
that might evolve.
That
might evolve in like a later release where we might get in there. But for right now, it's just Jake on the recording.
Yeah, he does a really good job. I remember when you sent me the record, and I was just like so surprised. I'm like, who the hell is this on vocals? Because it's so sick.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's like he doesn't sing like that in Cold Joy, he doesn't really sing like that aggressive style, So it was fun for me to tell Brendan like, hey, don't worry about the vocals. I got it covered. I was telling him this for months. I'm like, Jake's got it, So.
Okay. And I noticed that you went to Jake Clark, who you've worked with in the past.
Yeah. What a legend.
Oh,
really is a legend. It was so much fun. It's always a pleasure getting to work with Jake.
He doesn't miss.
Yeah, he hasn't missed once.
Not once.
On 4 or 5 releases we did with him. We did Feeding Tube.
First Not One Truth thing, second Not One Truth thing, Feeding Tube. I guess we could call that a separate release.
Yeah. Riddle of Steel,
and then Capillary. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Man, great choice. I'm a huge fan of his work. He does a lot of great things.
Yeah, he really crushed.
His bands are fucking cool.
He really crushed the sound that we were looking for the emo band, and it was, we knew what we wanted it to sound like. We had all these home demos that we were listening to for 3 years, and we didn't want to lose that like authentic sound that we had from the basement,
But also him being in projects like Super Heaven and like Webbed Wing, we knew he would like know what we're going for and be able to capture like that kind of sound. So, I mean, he did a great job with the Not One True stuff too. But I just was like, yo, he's definitely gonna crush this because this is like his wheelhouse.
And before putting the record out, were you at all concerned about what people would think of you guys because you're playing in this hard band, Not One Truth, and now you're coming out with like this awesome emo band?
Yeah, I didn't really, I didn't think about that, and I think it's because we've had the songs for so long. We kind of, they're a part of us at that point. Like we listen to them all the time, right?
Yeah, and also like even if somebody did think that, like I don't give a fuck because I just like different kinds of music, and you know what I'm saying? Like I love hardcore, I love metal, but I couldn't just constantly only listen to hardcore and metal. So like it's kind of dumb to act like, you know what I mean? Like if somebody's like, oh, that's like some pussy shit, like all right, like fuck off.
And from your guys' perspective, how has the response been? Because I've been into it, and I've showed like to some friends. Like Colin, you and I have talked privately, and I've told you about people out here who are stoked on the band. So I'm just curious about like what have you guys been seeing since the record has come out?
Well, I think it's the best release like in terms of like public reception and everything that we've ever had. It's doing the best out the gate in terms of just straight up listens. It's funny that you ask because it's like I sent the songs to one of my teachers from high school. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, I sent them to him like 2 days ago, and I was like, "Hey, you were my songwriting teacher in high school. Check out these songs. Let me know what you think." Right? And he was super stoked on it, and it's like hearing that from somebody, that taught me a lot of the stuff that I use when we write songs. It means a lot, But
yeah, I want to jump in here too.
Go ahead.
We got to give some props to Joey from Koyo for going so hard promoting this for us on his label. So I think that's a big part of like the positive response we've gotten. And yeah, he just went ham. Like he did, he really helped us out a lot. Yeah. So that, and I think that this type of music is just more accessible to people.
Yeah.
In general. So, but yeah, it's definitely doing well. We're stoked on it. We're just excited to play our first show, man.
First show.
First show line up on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's at Bonks till close.
Yeah. That's
beautiful Kensington. Philadelphia.
And real quick, just to add on to the shout out to Joey. So that's 51st State Records, right?
Yes.
So don't forget it.
Yeah, he's doing some cool shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how did you guys link up with him? Obviously, Joey, another great person, but I just love what he's doing.
So after we got the masters, or I think it might have been the rough mixes back with the vocals on it. I started just reaching out to everybody, and Joey was the one that really came back to us and was like, "Hey, I love these songs. I got to put them out."
Yeah, he definitely fucked with it hard, and we could tell because at first he was like, "Yo, listen, man, thanks for sending this to me. I kind of got my hands full, and now I don't know how much I can take on, blah blah. I'll check it out though." And then the next morning, Colin texted me like a screenshot, and he's just like, "Dude, I'm 100% in. This shit's fucking awesome." We're like, if he's that into it, then he's gonna rep it, which is like exactly what he did. So
yeah, and it's awesome that he actually checked it out, right? Because sometimes people will say they'll check it out, but not really give it the time of day. But for him to actually follow up and be a man of his word, that's really great.
It was interesting trying to reach out to people to put out the songs. It's not something that I've ever done before. With the Not One Truth releases, 2 of them were self-releases, and the other one was From Within split, right? We had that lined up.
Yeah, the Purified by Pain, though, he kind of promoted that. Yeah, he had a hand in it for sure.
Yeah,
he was like involved.
But it was definitely interesting reaching out and trying to find someone that's interested. And it's just like, when I say it's interesting, it's like there's all these different routes that you can talk to these people, but what's the right route in terms of actually getting someone to listen to it, right?
Yeah.
So it was a challenge for
I think it
sure.
worked out the best way
Of course.
they possibly could. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, no, and I think it's cool that you were willing to put yourself out there, because it's not easy to be that vulnerable and just be willing to put yourself in front of so many different eyes and people who obviously might not know who you are, or just might not even care to check out new bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say is like, what am I trying to say here? It's like we always knew, like, after hearing the rough mix the day after, or whatever it was, after we recorded the instrumentals, we knew the songs were going to be good, and we weren't sure if that was just us being cocky or if it was actually true.
Like, part of that is just like confidence in our finished product, because we showed it to a bunch of people and everybody's like, "Yo, this is fucking really good." So yeah, I mean, we could always have the personal bias, but once you let your friends hear it and get their honest opinion and stuff, then we kind of know we have something. And then it's like, I don't, it's easier to just shop it around at that point. Just be like, "Hey, man."
And do you ever wish you could have put it out sooner after getting such a positive response? Because you guys had those songs for a really long time.
Well,
honestly, no. I think I like it right now. I think it's cool.
Leading up to recording the vocals, me and Jake were working on them. I want to say like 2 days before, so it's like the timing worked out perfect, and it kind of put the gun to our head, and we kind of had to just get it done. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to put it out earlier. I think
I'm liking the way everything's going. I think for a while we were really focused on just Not One Truth. So I don't think that we really even had a desire until, what did you say, April or something?
Yes. Yeah, April. I think April 23 was the first time that Jim, myself, Brendan, and Jake, we all got together in the basement.
Yeah. So, and then we hit Giuliano's.
Yep.
Shout out Giuliano's. Best bar in New Jersey.
Oh, all right. Well, if I ever get out there, I got to check it out.
Yeah, they have great buffalo tenders. That's for sure.
Giuliano's Instagram page likes my posts. Like they're kind of homies. So,
Colin, where did you record the podcast last time?
We were in my good friend Justin. Shout out Justin. He did the piano on the Capillary song 4.
Shout out Jody.
We were in his father's basement. And his basement is just like a man cave on steroids, essentially. Yeah. And I was talking to Don. I was like, "Yo, where do you think we should record this? Like we got to do it somewhere cool, Yeah. So, but that's where we ended up doing it at. But this is just the house.
This is just the crib.
I couldn't pull any crazy setting changes. This is the
Worldview Mansion.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And you mentioned first show coming up this weekend. You guys plan to try to get really busy with the band, or are you guys trying to just see how it goes?
We have, I think it's like 5 or 6 shows lined up already for this band, so we're trying to go full steam ahead.
We're gonna ride the wave.
If it's a Saturday, we can pretty much play wherever that's drivable.
I mean, yeah, I think definitely setting up a weekend or just a little short tour is going to be coming up in the future. We're ready to do it.
Yeah, so we have Bonks in Philly Sunday, and then we have Lindenhurst, Long Island, New York, and that is February 17th. Those are the only 2 announced right now, but we have another one in March, or a couple in March that are lined up: Philly, Long Island, Asbury Park, New Jersey. So we have a couple, in the works.
That's awesome. And are you guys okay with being in this hardcore bubble with your band? Because obviously you guys are part of the scene. You guys play in a hardcore band. Obviously, you're going to be getting on a lot of shows like that. Is that something you guys are looking forward to with Capillary?
Yeah.
I think it's good for us.
Yeah.
I think having that foundation was like a springboard in a way for us.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I feel like bands like Koyo, they had the support of the hardcore scene, and were able to have a great early part of their career. Obviously, they're still doing really good. And even bands like No Pressure, right? All hardcore dudes, and like they had all the support of the hardcore scene, and they're doing like crazy stuff. So yeah, I think it's awesome that you guys are able to play that kind of music and be in the hardcore bubble, and have a great solid foundation from the start.
Oh yeah.
I think the biggest thing that writing hardcore songs like helped with for like Capillary is we learned how to keep songs interesting. Because you write a hardcore song, you don't want it to be 3.5 minutes long and people just turn it off, right? So we try to take that approach to Capillary too. Yeah.
This is true.
Okay, and you had those songs for so long, like we had mentioned. Were you working on new stuff while you were waiting to put out the original songs, or how is like the writing process working?
Yeah, so we went and recorded all the instruments, whatever. In what was it?
It was, I think it was June or July. I think it was July.
And we had that done. We had like the whole thing done without vocals until Jake went to record.
That was October that we recorded vocals.
But during this, like pretty much
from July till now,
we've been writing stuff like pretty consistently.
Yeah. So as soon as we left the studio, I think 8 songs, something like that, we worked on. Like,
we already had like
8, 9.
Some in the bank. So we got some plans. For those songs.
Big plans for 2024 for Capillary for sure. We're looking to record new music already, and it's crazy because the songs came out less than a month ago.
Yeah, we would, even if we don't put it out right away, we definitely just want to get back in there and have it recorded.
Because the longer we're good with the instrumentals already, but we want to work on the vocals and everything else that comes along with it. So like for us,
it was always fine tuning too.
Yeah.
The more you play it, you just like, you know what? It would actually be sick if you just like pause for a second here.
Right.
But just little shit like that just comes along.
In terms of like the songwriting though, it's like we write these instrumentals and then record them, give them to Jake, and then me and Jake will work on the vocals. So we got to get them in there, get them recorded before we can start finishing them.
We like kind of like the process of having the songs done and giving Jake more time to think about the vocals. Because he's busy too. He plays in a couple bands. We all work, so.
And are you guys, just like sonically, since you guys are, it seems like you're working so far in advance, is the sound staying consistent, or are you guys like, evolving with this new stuff that you have written?
That's a good question. I would say like a little bit of both. I think we tried to keep some of the like essence of those songs. But we definitely kind of push in a couple different directions too. Like, I would go more into detail. Y'all just have to listen to it.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Especially since the new stuff's out, you don't want to, kind of like put too much on the fans, right? You want to give us time to be able to bond with the current stuff, even though you have these other stuff. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying now right before we did this podcast. I was like, we should like go just like record an album, put it out as soon as we can. I was like, well, how about we just let them enjoy what we just did for a little while?
Not as soon as we can, but yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the right way is, because there's artists that I love that consistently put out music, and I'm just like fiending for it, and I love it that they're so consistent. But then there's also other artists where I'm happy to get new music, even if it is on like a biannual schedules, whatever. So it's different for everybody. So I'm happy with what you guys have out. So if I have to wait another year or two for the next record, or even later this year, I'm okay with it because I'm happy with what you guys have out now. I think it's a really awesome debut record.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, man.
Okay, and
but
go ahead.
Definitely later this year.
Oh yeah, we'll
That's the goal for 2024. It's
I think we'll be able to
a long release. So
okay. And can you talk about how you landed on the name Capillary for the band?
Yeah, I was sitting. Do you know the story better than me?
We were both there.
Yeah.
Well, we were just trying to come up with names. And we were like, what do we like? What band names do we like? And I said, we definitely want to do a one-word name.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the name Ceremony, but we can't take it because it's a band.
Yeah, for sure.
So Colin was like, all right, let's try to think of words that sound kind of like Ceremony. And I don't know, he just kind of came up with Capillary like at the bar at Juliana's, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of magic that happens at Juliana's.
It's true.
But yeah, we were sitting there and he came up with the name and I was like,
you're kind of stuck at that point.
I was like, yeah, it's cool. I mean, like when you think about it, it's just like a vein, kind of emo. I was just like, it sounds cool. So as soon as he said it, I was like, I don't even really need to think about this that much. I definitely just like it, you know, because it took us a while to come up with our name for Not One Truth.
Yeah.
Shout out Dante.
Yeah, shout out Dante.
But we had a couple other ideas in mind that we were just like, let's have this be our working title and just say it for a while and see if we like start to hate it or if it's like we don't get sick of it, whatever. Oh, was it Stop at Nothing?
Yeah.
That
was one of them.
We were thinking that and we were like, let's just be a little harder than that.
Yeah. Band names are tough.
Man.
I got a band name for you, by the way. I have this written down in my notes for the pod.
Okay.
So if you ever do a band, right?
Okay.
The Jamie York Band.
That's the name you want for my band?
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's kind of like Van Halen, you know what I mean? Like, so
I want if I'm in a band, I want as little attention on me as possible.
Nah, dude.
Steve Miller Band.
Write that down.
Yeah, write that down. Let me cross that off of my list.
Oh yeah, please. And
I have a huge list of stuff I wanted to talk about.
The cover of the record. Can you talk about? What's that? A photo of?
I would love to. So I took the picture. I got this this new film camera. Well, it's an old film camera, new to me.
Okay.
I got it for Christmas that year, something like that. My old one broke, right? So I got a new one. And we were on tour doing a 4-day with Hate Still Burns.
Shout out Hate Still Burns.
Shout out Hate Still Burns.
Also, shout out Michael from Pain and Truth for setting that tour up for us.
Hell yeah. But real quick, shout out Hate Still Burns. I don't know if you guys saw, they had their record release. They put out a new EP. It's fucking awesome. Check it out. Right. But at that record release show, there's this picture of him coming out of a coffin. They pulled him out on a coffin. Right. And they just start the set with him just jumping out of it. It's awesome.
About the album, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm just getting sidetracked. But anyways, Hate Still Burns. Great people. We were on tour with them. We had a show in Buffalo. So what we did, obviously, we went to Niagara Falls. So that picture is from the observation deck, Niagara Falls, U.S. side, and it's looking towards Canada, and that bridge, I think, goes over to Canada. So that's that.
That's awesome. Great photo.
Thank you.
And I think it's really cool too that you're the one that took it. It wasn't just some like random photo you found on the internet. There's like an attachment to the band.
All the photos that are in the CD layout, I took all of those. Sean Krim put it all together, made it. He did the layout for us. He did the layout for our tape on 51st State. Mm-hmm. What else did he do? He did one of the logo fonts that we had. I reused it. I really like the cursive writing. What else? And shout out Sean Krim, Sinister Feeling, Morbidity.
I'm actually really sad that Sinister Feeling and Kidnapped are coming to California and they're not stopping in Orange County.
That's messed up. Do you want me to text them? I'll
Yes.
talk
We
to them.
we can try to work on that.
Yes,
For you.
let them know that I'm bummed.
Yeah, and they got a LP coming out like next month, so that's kind of sick too. Check that out.
Yeah, huge fan of both those bands, but I will be hitting the tour when it hits here, even though it's not coming to Orange County.
Yeah, that's sick. Gonna travel?
It's not too far. I have to go to LA. It's not bad.
Okay. Never been to LA.
You've never been to LA?
I've never been to California. Man.
I went to California after I graduated college, and I was there for like a week. We stayed in Carlsbad.
Okay, like San Diego area.
Yeah, I had friends in San Diego. We went down there, visited. Where else did we go? Oceanside, Big Bear Mountain. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I know Big Bear. It's not too far from here.
Yeah. So those were the only places I went to in California, in and out.
The only time I ever been out to the West Coast, I went to Washington a couple years ago. It was sick. We stayed in this like Airbnb. It was like an hour outside of Seattle, and then we just hit like all the national. We went to like Mount Rainier. We did the Olympic. I don't know if you've ever been up there, but it's really cool.
No, the furthest north I've been is I went to Portland, but I didn't make it to Seattle. But one day I'm hoping to make it up to Seattle. There's a sick hardware scene up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, and the city itself is just cool vibe.
I think Fool's Game, Risk, Last Man Out are going up there like in a couple weekends or something like that. So shout out them too.
Yeah,
you know?
they're getting flown out. I tried to convince them to come down to California. They're like, it's not that far, but I guess it's like a timing issue.
Yeah, they probably only have so many days off of work or whatever, you know. And shout out Ben Stuckey, you know, Fool's Game, Last Man Out. He actually booked us for our first show, the one that's on Sunday. So shout out Ben.
Shout out Ben.
Yeah, I think you got to shout out Kutz now, dude.
Yeah, shout out Kutz also.
Kutz has played drums for that one well, and he rips. He's the man.
Yeah, I've been to a Ben Stuckey show before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, out in Media, PA.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Media.
Yeah, that like BMW there. So we had a couple really cool shows there.
Yeah, it's cool that you guys are playing Bonks. I went there. I've only been there once, and that was when Gridiron played there for the first time, and I was just blown away. I was like, "What?" I'm like, well, first of all, like, where are we? Because it's like right by like those like train tracks or some big old weird empty lot, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy."
I think Not One Truth played Bonks 3 times or 2.
At least 2.
At least 2, and then Capillary for a show. Bonks.
Yeah.
Now, I'm kind of curious, like, what kind of crowd's going to roll out for the show on Sunday.
Me too.
I've been hearing that a lot of people are going.
I'm kind of excited to like just hear and see some new bands from that realm that I just don't even know exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
What about like the bands from your guys' area that's not like traditionally hardcore, but they're in the bubble just like you guys?
Who would that be?
We're kind of new to this genre of music,
I don't really
especially
know.
in our area. Yeah.
Honestly, we're just kind of in over our heads, bro. I don't really know what's going on anymore. There's that band. Dylan worked with them. Straight Jacket Feeling. Are you familiar with them?
Oh yeah.
We played with them at
Yeah, Not One Truth played with those guys. Cinco de Mayo in New Brunswick, I think.
Yeah, somebody like almost died.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. There's another band. They're not like from like Philly proper, but like I don't know, some like surrounding suburbs. This band called Ultralight, who I'm friends with. Are you guys familiar with them?
Oh, okay. No, I've never heard of them, but we'll check them out for sure.
I mean, honestly, just Jake's other bands are probably in this realm. Cold Joy and All Under Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Jake will end up playing like a double set show at some point.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. That's exciting for you guys to be able to, obviously be able to lean on the hardcore community, but then also be able to, step out and play these other alternative shows.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I agree.
It's really cool in terms of like the accessibility of the genre itself. Like I've had people that I haven't talked to in years, reach out and say like, "Hey, songs are sick, love them." And I would have never expected those people to even, say anything to me. And I don't know if that's because of Jim, the guy who plays bass in the band, his friend group or what? Because I went to high school with Jim, so I've known.
Jim just never even played in bands. He just knows how to play the bass.
Jim's first show on Sunday.
That's wow for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He learned the songs, and he's just like,
he learned the songs.
He's just like down for it. So we're like, oh man.
Yeah, that's very exciting. I remember playing my first show, and I was a nervous wreck. This is like back when I had like stage fright, and I couldn't be in front of people. But now it's like not a big deal.
Yeah, you get used to it over time for sure.
Yeah, I was a mess. The first Not One Truth show was my first show.
Yeah, so you definitely learn a lot too.
Yeah,
like how to avoid tragedies.
Yeah, check your stuff before you start playing.
I actually have a funny one. I was like 15, 16 years old. I played in this like post-hardcore, like a Day to Remember type band. It was my first band ever. It was called People You May Know. And we opened up for bands like We Came as Romans and shit. And we were playing this one gig, and this was before I knew how to be like a live drummer and be prepared. I just didn't even have like a stick bag or any extra sticks near me. And I was like playing a breakdown. And when I went to hit the China, I just like threw the stick like across the room. And I didn't have another one. So I had to get up in the middle of the set while people were just like watching me. And I was just like, I just had to go pick up my stick and then just sit back down. And that was probably the most humiliating experience I ever had. But it definitely taught me like, yo, buy a stick bag.
Yeah,
and, like,
be a little more prepared.
Yeah.
One the first band that I played in, we were playing at this church. I don't remember who we were playing with, but I remember we ran through the set, and as soon as we finished, somebody from the crowd walked up to my bass player. He was like, "Yo, like you sounded so sick tonight. Like I'm a fan of yours, whatever, blah blah blah." Kid gets off stage, and I'm like, I tell my bass player, his name's Joe. I'm still friends with him to this day. And I'm like, dude, Joe, you were not plugged in to your amp this whole set. I don't know what that guy in the crowd was hearing. I don't know what the hell you were doing the whole set, but you were not plugged in. Like, this is ridiculous. It was the funniest thing because like that kid was so hyped to talk to our bass player, Joe, but like he was acting like he was playing, but he was not plugged in for the whole set. It was comedy.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
I can't believe it. That's crazy. How do you even pass that off? Like,
yeah.
Was he trying to fix it the whole time or what?
No, he thought he was plugged in the whole time. But like we were like young kids back then, just excited to be on a stage. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
that's funny, man.
Yeah, hopefully Jim has a good first show. He doesn't have any like horror stories to tell.
We'll start the songs over if he messes up.
Jim's a good hand, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know you guys have one shirt up for sale. Are you guys gonna have merch of the show or plan to put more merch online?
Yeah. So we have a first show. Yeah, Joey made a shirt, right? Joey has shirt, tape, CDs on his web store. So what I planned on doing for the show is doing like QR code type of laminated strip. If you guys want to get that, feel free. But I'm also going to have like a rip that we did, a mineral rip. Should be pretty cool for the first show. Probably won't do it again. And then beyond that, I have plans on doing something with the design that Joey used. Something a little different though. So we have a couple of shows lined up, so I got to start rolling out the merch. I also, before like we even figured out where we wanted to put the songs out at or with, I dubbed 50 tapes I made artwork for it. I printed out all the J cards. What else did I do?
Yeah, you kind of went ham, honestly.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I never made tapes before. I never did a run of tapes, but I have, I think, like 12 or 13 of those left. I'm gonna bring those to the show, so we're gonna have some tapes at the show. 25 of those tapes I brought down to FYA, and we gave them out at the Koyo table as like a way to, like, introduce people to the band. Gave them out for free. If you bought a Koyo shirt or whatever, you just walked by the table, you got a Capillary tape. So,
no, that's nice.
Yeah.
Call me when you make a hoodie. I want a Capillary hoodie.
Oh,
yeah.
We're doing it. We
Embroidered Capillary. Yeah, it's a little expensive. We got to get the bankroll first, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, Sunday it starts, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully we sell all our shirts.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know Colin, you went to Hatebreed, and obviously Benny, I'm assuming you went too because of the shirt you're wearing.
Yeah.
Did you guys go the same day, or did you guys go different dates?
VOD rip. No, we went together.
Yes, we went. I think it was Saturday.
It was, yeah.
And man, that place, AMH, I love it.
They need to expand.
Well,
especially when a band like Hatebreed rolls through. But like, they were like way past capacity. Like, there's no way. Because like, I was in there. You're not that far from the stage, really, no matter where you are in the room. But there were so many fucking people in there that I couldn't even see the band.
Mm-hmm.
I had no personal space. Like, it was just, I was like, I'm glad I'm here. And Hatebreed's one of my favorite bands. So this is awesome. But this situation kind of sucks.
We played AMH twice with Not One Truth. And Brendan played with Shackled once, right? Was a Conduit.
I don't even remember. It was a while ago. It might have been Shackled.
But
it was like,
the one show we played with Not One Truth there, it was the Missing Link record release. On Broken Wings played. Bunch of other cool bands played too. I can't remember all of them right now, but that you couldn't move, and it was kind of crazy to think that like our show was as sold out as a Hatebreed show.
I think they let more people in for the Hatebreed show. If I'm being honest with you, I think it was even worse.
Yeah, you were like fighting for your position, like just anywhere you
just going back and like standing by the merch table for Hatebreed. Like the whole time, and I was just talking to the dude, and then I ended up buying. I should probably get this because it's hold on.
You get me a beer too while you're at it.
Did you guys do the meet and greet?
No, I didn't even know there was a meet and greet. Oh, this is cool.
Real mad.
You bought that?
Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, and I was like, I wonder what size this is. I mean, I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna use it for decoration, but it doesn't even fit my snare anyway.
Yeah, wild. A couple nights. I thought it was cool that Hatebreed was able to play a smaller venue like that. Because there's such a big band, legendary band. It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Can you get me two, Brendan? Thank you. Sorry, we're just trying to figure out beer over here.
That's all right. You gotta keep the
well,
the
I
beverage
can't get up.
situated.
I have to send Brendan on the beer mission because I think I have the microphone.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I actually have a question for you, if that's okay. If you don't mind me jumping in.
Yeah. So ask away.
One of my questions here is, when are you coming to Philly next, and when can we hang out?
Oh, Philly. When am I coming to Philly next? That's a tricky question. I don't know. There's nothing in the books.
Okay.
Nothing in the books, but I will be. There's in the summer. There's a skate jam happening. I'm not sure. Caleb from Bizarre Skate Shop. He's done skate jam the past 2 summers. And I know he is doing one this summer, so that is a for sure thing. When that happens this summer, I will be back in Wilkes-Barre. But as far as Pennsylvania, or excuse me, as far as Philly, I'm not too sure because there's nothing going on that I know about that I'm going to travel for. So hopefully I can get back because
we got a show on Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. I think I might be too tired.
Yeah. Wait, so I have another question for you. These are just last one for now.
Right.
Have you been playing any new games at all?
You know what? Today is a very important day for video games. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth just came out. I bought that. And also Tekken 8 just came out today. I bought that. So as soon as we hop off here, I'm going to play Tekken 8 probably for the rest of the night.
That's awesome. So
I'm gaming tonight too, probably.
Yeah. In the time since I last spoke with you on the pod, right? I played Elden Ring. I beat it.
Okay.
And I started a new game plus or whatever, and I got like halfway through it. So I thought that was kind of a big deal. I know you guys talk about it on the pod sometimes. But
are you a God of War fan?
I've never played God of War.
Any of them? Yeah, you should check that out. Well, I mean, it depends, I guess, if you like, hack and slash kind of games. But
I do. I've been meaning to check it out because I switched from having a console to PC. So like God of War is like, it's there. Like I think Ragnarok is out on Steam, which is I think like the first one from like the remakes. I don't think the second, or is that the second one? I'm not sure.
I
just have a PS4, so
I just want to throw this out there. I got a flash card for Game Boy Advance. It's like you can put a micro SD inside of the cartridge, and you can just dump ROMs on it, right? So our new roommate Joe, he hooked me up with like a list of Game Boy Advance games that he wanted me to play, right? I asked him for it, but the one game that I've been playing recently is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Okay.
And honestly, it's a blast. So just throwing that out there. Anybody needs a new game, check it out. You can probably find it for free.
Can I make a recommendation for your Game Boy?
Sure. Yeah, I got my notepad right here.
It's an RPG. Are you okay with playing RPGs? Like old school RPGs?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it's called Golden Sun.
Is it turn-based?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it okay. I'm all about that.
Yeah, he loves
I can put it down, I can walk away. Whatever.
I think Pokemon's your all-time favorite game, probably.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, no, that's not true. I think
100%.
It's in my Pokemon's in my top 5. Pokemon Emerald or Sapphire or whatever. Gen 3. But top number 1 game is Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It goes down as the best game ever. The stories and just it's so
I didn't
awesome.
actually play through the entire thing, but I played it a lot.
That's
really fun.
That's my number 1. I have a top 5, but we don't have to get into it.
I'm curious. I feel like I didn't know you were such a gamer.
Okay, pull my arm. We can get into it. So you got Elder Scrolls Oblivion, right? You got, and this is in no order, by the way.
Okay.
I got Pokemon Sapphire, right? Breath of the Wild, the first one, not the second one. That one,
okay.
I don't know.
You're talking about Zelda, right?
Yeah. Super Mario 64.
Yeah, he's talking about Zelda.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Zelda. Sorry.
Okay.
I missed that. Super Mario 64. I beat 16-star speed run in 18 minutes and 25 seconds. That's my best time.
Okay.
So just give me some shout outs there. And dude, like Halo 3. Halo 3 or Gears of War. Like, I don't know which one I was playing more at the time on the Xbox 360, but that's peak gaming right there.
I would kill for another Gears of War.
Bro, put me in an execution lobby with Jamie York right now.
Let's do it. Just
let's do it. That'd be sick.
I like action-based RPGs, like the turn-based thing. It's cool, but I'm too impatient. I like actually the new Ragnarok God of War is a great action-based RPG. It's really sick.
Okay.
I really liked the original series before he went into like the Norse. It just feels like as good of a game as it is. it kind of just feels like another new copy and paste of all these new games where you just have a skill tree and you have like you can go. It's open world RPG. It feels like almost kind of like another Far Cry or something in a way, but it's different. The older games had a totally different vibe. They're just kind of more badass, a little simpler, a little more hack and slash, but it was just a little bit more unique. And I feel like they kind of were like, all right, let's just like do like the modern RPG thing everybody's doing. But it's a good one. New games, check it out.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to check it out because Sony, they do like a good job of porting over their like, you know, first party games. Like they just announced that like, you know, Horizon, like Forbidden West is finally coming to PC in like March. So like I'm like slowly being able to play these games because I used to have a PS5. I had one for like a very short stint. I was able to like play and beat Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I didn't get to play the first Spider-Man. And then now there's the second Spider-Man, which I really want to play. But I just you know, don't want to buy another console. So I'm just going to wait till it eventually comes to PC.
I heard that with like games like that, you can't go back. So if you want to play the first one, make sure you play it before you play the second one. You know what I mean?
Are you a fan of the Dark Souls games? Like Souls type games?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, like I have every achievement for Elden Ring. That's like my like you know, proud achievement that I like telling people.
That's awesome.
What about Bloodborne?
Bloodborne, yeah. See, there needs to be a Bloodborne too. Bloodborne is so badass.
I agree. I think out of all those like Dark Souls games, that's probably my favorite, even though it's not literally Dark Souls. I think they just did it the best. The combat felt so sick.
Yeah, and I just love like the weird like environment. You know, it's like
Gothic.
Yeah.
Sick environment. I feel like it was easier to progress through the game without getting like lost. Like in a lot of times in Dark Souls games, they're so long and there's no map. And it's like if I put it down for like a week and come back to it, I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck my goal is right now. Like I don't even know where I am. Like,
Yeah.
I have to play it consistently or I'm just like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah, I literally rebuilt like my character like 4 times because I would get to certain points where I was like, man, like how does anybody do this? Like this is like way too hard, and then I just have to find like different builds that I would find that would make it easier. But then I get like you know frustrated because I'm like, wow, I was playing the game this certain style for like 20 hours, and now I got to change the complete way that I play, and it's you know, it's not as fun, but it's effective. So I was like, it was always like such a struggle for me in like Elden Ring, like more recently.
Yeah, Elden Ring was tough, man. I remember I got stuck. I did like intelligence build, and I got stuck.
The thing about that game is it was actually a map.
Yeah, that map is so cool too.
Like Backflash.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like that, like Elden Ring was the first Souls-like game that I beat because I played, you know, all the Dark Souls, the Demon Souls, Sekiro, everything, but I just sucked. But when
it's hard.
Yeah,
beating you to the ground. Like,
yeah, but when Elden Ring came out and I found out that, you know, George R. R. Martin was like tied to it, I'm like a big you know, Game of Thrones fan. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, I want to beat this and you know, be able to finally say that I beat a Souls type game finally. Because before like I would just get so far, then I would just give up because I'm like, man, this is so frustrating, so hard. And I you know, you could you know, you basically choose like how deep you want to get with the lore, right? Because there's so much text. Half the time I'm just like, oh, I don't give a fuck about that, you know, chest or that dead person. I'm gonna just keep going.
Capacity for all of it. Like, it's just like if I read all the lore and really tried to pay attention on that, I would never get anywhere.
Yeah,
it's so much.
Yeah, you mentioned Bloodborne. Somebody created a mod to do like I forget what they call it, but it was like a downscale, down-res version of Bloodborne. It's all like you know, pixel, like pixelated.
Oh,
yeah, I gotta send you a link to it because I saw that and I'm like, wow, this is so sick.
That is cool. Yeah, send me.
Also, just fun fact, I got stuck on the Fire Giant Elden Ring for months. Yeah. I couldn't beat it. I didn't know what to do. I was trying. I should have just leveled up, right? That's the easiest thing.
No,
sorry.
you would think that, but all the enemies are, they scale them based off your level. So, like, I spent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, I spent so long leveling, and then I'd go and still get my ass kicked randomly by like a campfire. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, so what's the point of even leveling? Nothing changes.
There's this streamer that I watch. I'm gonna fuck up his name. He goes by like Lil Aggie. But that's like his niche, right? He does like, he's like super pro at like all the Souls games. So I spent months just like watching his YouTube, because he'd be like, all right, like let's go beat Elden Ring level 1, and you just watch him go through like no hit runs, or he'll do like randomizers, and it's like, yeah, I'm like, this, like, yeah, like I have all the achievements, but I'm not even that good at the game. This guy is beating it at level 1 with no damage, beating all the hardest bosses. I'm like, this is insane.
Takes dedication.
Yeah, there's no hit, no death runs are just nuts. I don't understand how you even. They have time that I don't have.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna put this out there. My favorite game of all time is Super Smash Bros. Right? And I challenge any of your viewers. All right. Colin can vouch for me. I'm like,
he's serious.
The only thing is, like, me and our new roommate Joe, we've been boys since I was like 10 years old. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Okay.
We've spent too much time playing that game. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it's fine. What's up?
No, I was gonna ask, are you like familiar with like the like Smash scene, like the players?
Nah, I didn't really start. I did go to one tournament once. It was kind of random. Me and Joe and Joe's brother, who's pretty good too, we went. This was years ago. It was at Stockton, which is the college I went to.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I think the gaming club just put on like a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in third. And I was like, wow, there's like 60 people here. And like none of these people know me. They were all like pissed. And I was like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. There's like arguably like the greatest like melee player is this guy who lives out here in Southern California. He goes by Mango. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I know.
I know Mango. I watched. Didn't he fight somebody? Dude, I don't know if it was him, but like in that level, like that tier of players, there was like this big like controversy because the one dude was like accused of being on Adderall for the game, and I was like, yo, like that's kind of fucking smart, honestly.
Yeah. I love the Smash drama, like the Smash lore. I only know of it because one of my friends that I worked with at the grocery store, he would always watch Twitch when we were working, right?
Yeah.
And it was the one guy, Levin, I think his name is.
Yeah, from
he
Sweden.
He did something. Yeah. He did something, and then this guy made a diss track. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he made like a whole diss track, and then he beat him at the.
You diss tracked him, and then he won.
Or maybe it was the other way around. I forget, but it was crazy.
Yeah, Leffen's like considered like a villain, but I'm actually a huge fan of his. I think he's awesome. Yeah, he got banned for a while and like talking too much crap. People getting like pretty sensitive. But he's like a really talented like fighting game player because he also plays like other fighting games and plays pretty well. But I'm a huge fan of Super Smash Bros. I'm curious, like, who do you main?
Good.
Here we go.
I'm glad you asked. My first main ever was Sheik.
Okay.
And then I evolved to Fox.
Okay.
And I kind of fuck with both of them. If I get bored of playing either one of them, I'll play Dr. Mario.
Oh, nice.
And then who else do I like? I think Captain Falcon's pretty fun too. I get that knee in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, but definitely my best character in that game is Sheik, and then Fox, probably, which is the two like popular characters for people to play that are annoying to fight against. But
did you ever get into Ultimate?
Nah, I didn't. I don't really like the physics of the newer games. Like they're very floaty,
and
I feel like they took they took a lot of like the nitty gritty out of it. Like, you don't really have to be that good or work that hard to kill somebody to like knock them off in the newer games. Like, it's just, I feel like they kind of tried to even it out more. And Melee, they like struck gold. Like, it was like, perfect. So that's why I really like Project F. This is the modded version of Brawl. Like, I don't know who did it. I think like fans or just whoever, some organization, just like modded. Or, do you know about this already?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay, yeah. So they modded the one that came out after Melee to just have the same like game, like the same feel basically, but with all the characters in Brawl, and that's like fun as hell. But I don't. Ultimate is cool. Like, it's fun to play. It's just I can't do what I'm used to do in the game, and I just am like every time I play it, I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but I kind of just want to play Melee now.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it, yeah, because obviously I felt like Melee was like this party game that turned into this crazy like competitive game, and then obviously like over the years they've tried to like recreate that, like, you know, lightning in a bottle, and it just hasn't been a thing. Ultimate's fun, but I just feel like there's just like a lot of characters, which is fun, but I just like my main is Peach, so I like using Peach, like very
put them in the blender.
Peach, if you know how to use her, she's deadly. Do you do the thing where you kind of short hop and then glide? Yeah,
but I like to have a turnip with me.
That shit's so fucking annoying, bro.
Yeah, she's fun. But so like outside of Peach, like in Ultimate, I would only use Peach, or I would use like the Fire Emblem characters because they're all like so similar.
Oh yeah, Marth and
Roy, right?
Marth and Roy, and then did they add some? I think.
Oh, dude! In Ultimate, like the game was like there's so many Fire Emblem characters. There was I can't even think. There's a girl with the purple hair that I like. They were more out of all of them.
I never played Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
That sounds cool though. I don't even know what kind of game Fire Emblem is.
I think it's an RPG.
Yeah, it's like a tactics, like strategy RPG.
Sounds pretty sick.
We should try it.
I'm game, bro.
Okay. Well.
So we just kind of like went into a whole game podcast.
Dude, that's all I do.
Why not?
That takes up like a majority of my time. So I'm a huge fan of video games.
It was my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm curious about your cornhole tournament, because I think since the last time we talked, there might have has there been one or two?
So I'm glad you asked. The cornhole tournament 3rd annual was last June, I believe, last June or early July. Huge success. I bought a keg of Kona Big Wave. I didn't tell anybody that I had it. Everybody showed up. The keg was gone halfway through the day. Yeah, our headmaster chef Quags, one of our good friends, he cooked up on the grill all day. I got 4th place, I think.
I didn't place, but
I don't remember it, to be honest with you. I just know that everybody had fun, and
Oh yeah, we almost got a fist fight, bro. He doesn't remember that. That's
wait,
why.
You two?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like not like serious, like I hate you, but it was just like, what were we? You don't.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You were just being difficult, and I was just like, dude. It's like people watching us. And I was like, this is what he fucking does.
It's true.
But you were really drunk and you were like getting in my face and like.
That's what I do. So I guess that's what I do. But so I haven't started planning cornhole tournament 4 yet. But I'm thinking big.
Thinking about relocation.
I was thinking about relocating from the backyard that's that way to Summers Point down the road, like to a public area. Try to invite more people than just our friend groups.
Yeah, we got to get permission from the municipality.
Yeah, I would need like a permit probably. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe the year after that. But
you're wearing the shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing the Summers Point Bayfest shirt. I wanted to, kind of pay some respects to my hometown.
That's literally his favorite day.
Bayfest is it's like a Summers Point holiday. It's the last Saturday of April, and it is a pretty big day for
the last
everybody.
Bayfest was actually sick because afterwards we went to the Good Times show.
Yeah, that's true.
Mitch, our bass player, former bass player, whatever. Do you know of his earlier project, Good Times?
No, I'm not familiar.
Dude, Cape May Hardcore. They're like very punky hardcore, cool vibes. The whole album. You should actually definitely check this out. You'd probably fuck with it.
Good Times.
But yeah, they've been like
regular
active for years, and he did like a comeback show.
Yeah, they
in
played
Atlantic City.
They played with Gorilla Biscuits.
Yeah, that was a Gorilla Biscuits show. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Mitch he's a really good vocalist, actually. I didn't even really know until I saw him go live. Mm-hmm. So that was sick. Listen to Good Times.
Off the Tracks played that too. Shout out Off the Track.
Yeah.
Shout out Off the Tracks. Straight Edge.
Oh yeah, friends of the show.
Okay, and Colin, you posted I think it was a video or maybe a picture of Benny like on stage and looked like it was inside of like a casino. You were like dressed up. You had some.
Yeah, I was playing for a cover band. I was just trying to make some extra money, man.
Was that New Year's Eve?
Yeah. I was. I don't know. I would have anymore, but I did a couple gigs with them, and I mean, it's not the kind of music that I want to play or anything, but it was a good payday, man. I was just like, I know how to play the drums.
So did you just like, how did you find them? Did you like see like a random like Craigslist ad or something?
It's funny you ask. My dad is a drummer.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It runs in the
probably the reason why I'm a drummer. But he plays in like bar bands. He plays in cover bands and stuff. He's been playing since I was a kid, or before I was a kid, before I was alive. And he basically was like, "Yo, there's this band. They're actually called No Pressure."
Oh wow,
which is funny.
Okay.
Because I told people, I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna play with this band called No Pressure." Everybody was just like, "Oh, they're like the punk band." And I was like, "Nah, it's a cover band." But he like got me connected with those guys, and then they're just like, "Yeah, I mean, we do talk." They play like a Blink-182 song. They play but then they play stuff like The Weeknd and stuff, and like just mainstream shit. But I was like, "Fuck it, dude! Like, I'll learn some songs and just play a couple gigs." And they got paid pretty well, so but they just disbanded, and they were kind of like over it. A couple of dudes are like older, and I was fine with it because I was like, well, that's fine because now I just have more time to put in projects that I actually care about. So, but yeah, that's funny that you up. That was a shit ton of people that night. It was crazy.
That's crazy. That's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we'll like go to the bar and his dad will be playing in the cover band and he'll just jump on the kit.
Yeah.
He'll just play a song real quick and it's not a big deal. Like, whatever. But
shout out New Jersey.
Yeah, shout out New Jersey. That's the only place that stuff like this happens.
Shout out my dad. Shout out Charlie.
Yeah, shout out Chuck.
Shout out Charlie.
I'll make sure he sees this.
Chuck Truth.
I'm gonna like show it to him.
Yeah.
Shout him out in real time.
Yeah, I feel like I've only been to like one part of New Jersey. I definitely want to explore it more. Because like the 2 times that I've been to New Jersey, it was to see Cut Down and Never Again both times. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, all right, like I got to get out there and get down to the shore or go somewhere else.
North Jersey is just New York sprawl. It's like all it is. And then once you get down past, I feel like, I mean, this is a big controversy whether or not there's a middle of New Jersey. We all like.
You might need to put like a trigger warning on this section of the pod.
My argument is like, I think Asbury is the line.
Yeah.
To be honest, and then like everything south from Asbury should be basically South Jersey, but all of Western South Jersey is just farmland. It's just like the country.
So I disagree 100% with what Brendan just said.
Okay.
There's a town called Tuckerton, New Jersey, and I think that's where North Jersey starts. It's about exit 40 on the Parkway.
That makes no sense. He's being an asshole.
Hold on, no, hold on.
Really doesn't make
And west of Hamilton, New Jersey, is considered Philly in my book. Anything west of that is just Philly. So there you go.
All right. I
That's
got to
a
pull up a
hard
map
stance.
later.
We're just gonna have I'm just gonna have to disagree with you.
So, like, how far away are you guys from, like, Bayway?
Where are those guys from? North, right?
I'm not sure.
Probably,
Where are they from?
probably 2 hours, I would say.
It takes about it's a 2-ish hour nap, like close to get to New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because so Mitch is in Cape May at the bottom tip.
Mhm.
We're like 45 minutes north of him, like right by Atlantic City. And then for us to get to New York, like just driving up to Long Island the other day was like at least about 3 hours.
It was 2.5. That was the quickest that I've ever gotten to Long
I've
Island.
driven for 4 hours to get there.
Yeah.
4 hours. Jeez.
Yeah, there's this
bad traffic.
there's this street. It's called the highway. It's the Belt Parkway, and it's just parking lots up.
Yeah, but like right where we live, so like the Parkway just takes us from it just goes up the coast, straight shot, basically all the way up to New York, and then we're like right where the Parkway and the Expressway intersect, and the Expressway is just straight shot to Philly.
Okay.
And we live like right where they like intersect. So we need to it's kind of clutch.
So like Philly's only like 45 minutes to 50 minutes away from us. So like all these shows that we play or go to, they're pretty close. It's really awesome, honestly, because we can go to shows on weekdays if we need to, and it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. Well, got to get out there more, so this will make more sense to me.
Oh yeah, you got to come to Carluccio's.
Yeah. You got to do the stomp.
Get some pizza.
I'm down. I want to take the tour.
Yeah, dude. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Next time you go to Philly or whatever, you got to stop by South Jersey. We got a couple of iconic food spots. We got Hot Bagels and More.
Okay.
We got Charlie's Bar and Grill, and we got Krabby Jack's and Giuliano's. So those are iconic places. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. I would say something else about like the split between North and South Jersey. I think when people start calling pork roll Taylor ham, you're in North Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what pork roll is?
Yeah. I'm familiar.
I have an argument about that, but I'm not gonna get it.
No, it's okay. You should.
Yeah, it's not working.
What about the Chinese food out there? I've heard some good things about Chinese food in your area.
I just had some yesterday and today. I had leftovers for lunch today.
Okay.
And I had Chinese food last night. It's awesome. Best food in town. Best food in town 1. Best food in town 2. Some of my favorite places.
Oh, that's the name of the restaurant.
They're just always called that. And it's like every time it just slaps. ShopRite? It's a grocery store. ShopRite also has awesome sushi.
Shout out ShopRite.
I
worked there for 8 years.
Yeah, I worked there. That's one of the places that I knew Brendan from.
ShopRite's an important part of our history, to be honest.
Yeah, so me and Brendan met. I think we were like, might have been 19, 20. We started doing we were jamming.
This is funny.
Yeah.
We were trying. So I had 5 songs that I went and just recorded myself. They were like metalcore songs, kind of more towards like August Burns Red or something like that. And I was like, I just wrote them, and then I just went and recorded them. I did the drums and the guitar and the vocals and all. And then I was like, wow, well, all right, what am I going to do with these? So me and Dante and Colin originally formed like a project, and we were going to try to just play those songs. And then we recruited our other boy DJ to do vocals, and we were going to have Joey, who plays drums for 911 Truth now, play in that band. But it just kind of fucking fell apart. It just fell through. It's so funny because I still have the songs. They're still on Spotify.
Oh wow.
And I just don't pay like to keep them on there. And they message me like every month. And they're like, your songs are at risk of being like removed. And I'm like, take them off, dude. I don't care. And it's just like they're still there. Like, yeah, it's funny, man.
They're looking for a handout.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't know you had to pay to have your songs on Spotify.
What's that? Oh yeah, I did pay.
I think it's like $50, right? Something like that.
Oh, like monthly?
Well, no,
Or you annually?
No, I think for the initial, I think it's like $50. Like if you want to do a self-release, just get $75. You can get it on Spotify.
Yeah.
DistroKid, it's the shit.
DistroKid's yeah.
Well, my podcast is on Spotify for free. Hopefully they don't start charging.
There you
go. Yeah, they're the main distributor. I guess I can say that.
Mm-hmm. You don't get a lot of, does iTunes used to do podcasts, right? Like back in the day, like they were the main source, right? There's like a podcast app on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were. The podcast is still there. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. But and it's in other places too. Like I get random emails all the time about my podcast on like other platforms that it's all there through like the RSS feed. But we're going strong.
I have a question for you in terms of your goals for 2024. I know we talked about Capillary. I know we talked about Not One Truth, right? But what are some Jamie Ork goals, especially with the podcast in mind? For 2024.
All right. You want me to go public with this? All right.
Yeah, and I have some ideas.
You don't gotta give spoilers or anything.
Yeah, no, you should totally give the spoilers.
Yeah. Well, more recently I started doing like in-person like podcasts, / interviews, whatever people want to call them. So more of that. That's like like at the top of my list. Get out and do more in-person stuff. I have something scheduled for early February, doing a little bit of traveling in March, so we get more stuff there. So I'm just trying to sprinkle in that throughout the year. Want to do more collab merch. It was easy in the beginning to do collab merch, but if I'm being honest, the last 2 times, kind of got ghosted. Don't want to out any bands. I can tell you guys about it off air.
Okay. Yeah, we're in on that.
Let's talk shit after the podcast.
Yeah, we can definitely talk shit. But but if I go to the skate jam, which if I don't go to the skate jam, it's either because it didn't happen or because I'm dead. But big plan, spoiler alert. I should be doing a collab shirt there with a really great friend. That's super spoiler alert. If you can just put the pieces together, that's it. And then that's it. More in-person interviews. Try to do some collab stuff with friends. That's all I want to say there, because there's some funny stuff with people not keeping it real, but over here at the JMRK podcast we keep it real 100% of the time, and some people just can't. And
that's right. That's why we're on this show right now, because we know you keep it real, and that's gospel right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll say it on the pod. I'll say it right now on the pod live. If Jamie Ork Podcast wants to do a collab shirt with Capillary, we're 100% down. I'm throwing it out there on recording.
Okay. I appreciate
Show the
that.
judge.
Right.
Show the judge. Lock us up. But you're not going to have to, because we're going to do it.
All right. Thank you.
Just like that.
That means a lot.
Hell yeah, man.
Okay. And you said you had some suggestions for the podcast this year?
Yeah. Okay. So hear me out, right? I don't know if you've ever done this before, but what if we got you in touch with another podcast?
Okay.
For potentially you to be a guest.
For me, I've been.
Have you ever? Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead.
No, I've been a guest on people's podcasts before. I don't really like to do it, but depending on who it is, maybe I'll do it.
Talking about Jake's?
Yeah, I was gonna
quit your band while you still can, Jake Clark.
Yeah, shout out Jake.
Shout out Jake. Shout out Taylor. I'm a huge fan of theirs. If they have me, I would do it. They've been on my podcast before, so.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they're great. I'm a fan of both of theirs. I love what they do with their podcast. I love what they do with their bands. They're both really talented. So definitely huge fan of theirs.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess you know, I don't know. I feel like a dual podcast has so much potential in terms of like outreach. Right, yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you guys, I don't want to say do the same episode, but like I don't know. I feel like there's a way to make that work where it's like a collab of a podcast. I don't know.
You just say, hey, what's up? We got Jimmy York today from Jimmy York Podcast.
Yeah.
Like that's really all it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
we can figure it out. They're awesome. I love what they do.
Yeah. I just started listening to that recently. I was working from home and I was like, okay, let me try something new, you know? Mm-hmm. And I ended up liking it a little bit. So pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome because to be able just to hear them speak. Obviously, I love Taylor. I think he's like just like crazy, off the wall, like unintentionally funny sometimes. And then Jake's awesome too. I've always loved talking to Jake. Jake's been on the podcast multiple times. So
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a great podcast.
Yeah, we need to hit up Jake and tell him that we're recording.
He was like, "Yo, congrats on the release, whatever." Like, sounds cool.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know what he said specifically, something along those lines. And then I was like, "Yeah, man, LP 2024 coming at you. we're coming back to the studio."
Nice. Get prepared. Make us sound good again.
Well, we're ready, so book it. Let's go. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I have tons of people I want to shout out.
I
have a whole list of people.
I'm happy you have a list because sometimes people get offended when they don't get mentioned in the shout outs.
Yeah, no, if I didn't shout you out, I didn't want to shout you out. Okay. So this one, first on here is John Beamer. He's one of my old friends. Okay. Now, before I start shouting people out, if I already shouted you out, don't get mad at me for not shouting you out again.
Yeah.
So I want to shout out John Beamer.
He was crossing shit off the list. Like
I was crossing stuff off when we were talking about it. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Redundant. Yeah, thank you. So John Beamer, he's a good friend. He has every Not One Truth tape.
Nice.
He's an old school dude. He goes to our shows. I love him. He's a good friend. John Beamer, thank you. A Road from Baltimore. They just put out a promo, 3-song promo. Check it out. It's fucking sick. We did a weekend with A Road and Morbid Deity, and we also played a show at Media VFW with A Road and Morbid Deity. Shout out both of them. They're sick bands. Shout out Mitchum.
Shout out Mitchum a bunch, but shout out Mitchum.
Yeah, Mitchum. He played bass or played whatever. I don't even know at this point. For Not One Truth, he's the shit. He showed me how to dub tapes, how to make J cards, how to do all this stuff. He showed me how to keep track of all the merch money. You know what I mean? Just like little things like that. He's awesome. He's a great dude. Shout out anyone from the Hudson Valley. If you're from the Hudson Valley watershed area, shout out to you.
Mm-hmm. Great scene.
Shout out any band with the word truth in the name.
Pain of Truth,
Moment of Truth, Guild of Truth. Right there.
Not a band, but
no, it's not a band, but it's a Not One Truth song name that didn't come out yet. So, shout out Struck Nerve. Shout out Marty.
I love Marty.
Marty, you're the best. It was a blast hanging out with you at FYA all weekend. Shout out Envision. I work for a company called Envision. It's my work band. It's like the coolest thing ever.
I'm gonna do this.
Shout out.
Shout out Exposed. Shout out Shamir. Shamir is like one of our biggest fans. Yeah. He screams and exposed.
They just put out a demo, demo 24 today. So check it out.
Just played the first show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was awesome. Anybody else?
No, that's all I got.
Cool. I think we covered.
Do you want to shout anybody out, Jamie?
Hey, shout out to you guys. I'm.
That's right.
Colin, you've been solid since we started being friends, right? You haven't. Yeah,
well, if you haven't listened to the other episode with me on it, it all started when I was sleeping on Marty's floor from Struckner Agitator, whatever you know him from, and Jamie just pulls up out of nowhere from the airport. He's like, "Hey, I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm watching this TV show. What's up? My name's Jamie. Hey, man, my name's Colin. How you doing?" And here we are.
Yeah.
So
I was honestly.
Hello, I am.
That's exactly what happened.
It's true. Marty gave me the heads up just to make sure there was no beef. I was like, I don't know who he is. Hopefully he's a cool guy. And Marty vouched for you, and we got along.
Dude, we don't have beef with anybody.
Nah,
I don't think.
I can say that.
I don't think that Not One Truth or Capillary has beef with anybody that I know of, at least. If you guys have beef with us,
so if anybody wants to create a problem with us, it's up.
If you guys have beef with us, please let us know so we can try to do something about it.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
All right?
Maybe start an internet war.
Yeah. I'm down.
Okay.
Kind of like the one that's going on with Ronnie Radke and Sanguistic Goodbye.
Yeah. Everybody saw it.
He's crazy. But okay.
It really is.
Well, Benny, any more shout outs from you before we go? Because Colin had his list. Do you have any?
But don't look at my list.
Nah, to be honest, I think we covered most of the shout outs and bands and all that shit. If I think of anything though, I'll shout them out. Okay. Well, I appreciate both of you taking the time to come on the podcast. Capillary is awesome. I'm looking forward to the future of 2024 for Capillary. Hopefully, a lot of great things.
LP.
Jake Clark, get ready.
2024 LP.
You
Capillary LP 2024.
Okay, you said.
All right, just make a gift. I don't know. What are you gonna do?
All right, this was awesome. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll be back soon. Shout out New Jersey. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Jamie.
I guess I'll say shout out to anybody who showed Capillary love on our release. We really appreciate it.
That's for real.
All right. Thank you.